The imam just got killed. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a Muslim who killed the
him,
imam,
but
nobody's safe. Like,
in Newark right now, what is the situation with the Bloods and the Crips?
it's just crazy because Newark is crazy. It don't really got nothing to do with gang banging
yeah.
at this time. I was born Muslim though. Alhamdulillah. You go astray growing up in the streets of Newark.
When did you come outside?
12, 13, something like that.
You started banging, obviously.
I'm Crip,
Yeah.
Grape Street. Caught a big drug charge. Went federal. That was that.
And how many codees you had?
70 to 100.
What was the most time, the less time you think?
Life to 5 years. I got 10.
Me and this brother was in the feds together. Then he started to transition. How long it took you to start reading Arabic?
Maybe 2 months.
I'm reciting Quran, he's memorizing Quran, and he started giving khutbahs. He's banging, but he's Muslim. How difficult was that?
Sure, it's difficult. For me, it was having a son. If I don't want him to go down this path, then I gotta change some things in my path. My homies that I grew up with, they could call me now. I talk to them to this day. It's just about knowing that Allah come first. Allah is before anything. Nobody is gonna change that. If your homies really love you and you trying to make a change in a positive direction, then they're gonna support you. All my homies supported me. I feel like anybody who doesn't have your back, you know, support you in the things that you trying to do moving forward, then they not really for you.
باب مفتوح للاجتهادات التقريب هذا حد العالم هذا طالب هذا راسخ والى اخره.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To all the 𝗪𝗥𝗣𝗬𝗧 disciples, YouTubers and viewers, welcome back to a new video on 𝗪𝗥𝗣𝗬𝗧. Well, alhamdulillah, as I said, we out here in New Jersey, slid through Newark, so we're with my boy Muhsin, and we're gonna see his like transformation and his outlook on how it is to be a Muslim living in New Jersey, a little bit of his past and also his present. Can you give us like a breakdown of basically your upbringing? How long you've been Muslim? You was born Muslim, XYZ, exactly where you from and things like that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm from Newark, so you know how it is in there, but I was born Muslim though. Alhamdulillah.
Mother and father?
Father and mother, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But, you know, you go astray growing up in the streets, definitely in the streets of Newark. So, on astray, and it wasn't until I got, you know, locked up and caught my bid where I got around a good couple brothers and they really sat me down and I got to transition into really learning what Islam is about. And once I got that, everything else was pretty much easy, man. Like, just keeping Allah first.
Yes, alhamdulillah. And Newark, where exactly?
In the North Newark section.
Oh,
You know,
North
that's
Newark section.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna catch me at.
And when did you come outside? Like, you decide, like, yo, I'm off the porch. Mom can't tell me nothing. I'm not getting no more beatings. Now I'm all the way in. No freaky. What age you think that was?
Probably early, like 8th grade, maybe 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah, and how old are you now?
31.
31. Well, alhamdulillah. So Allah saved him. 31. So when you got into the streets, what was like? You started banging, obviously.
Right.
And what was your gang of choice?
Yeah, I was Crip. I'm Crip.
Yeah.
Street. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on in my area, and that's what it is. Either you're gonna be one or the other. You know what I mean?
So you had Bloods and you had Crips out there.
Right.
So, boom, initiation, you cripping, and things like that at this time, right?
Right.
So, now, what led up to the incarceration?
I caught a drug charge. You know what I mean? Me and a couple of my co-defendants caught a big drug charge, so it went federal, and that was that for real.
So, and how many codees you had?
Maybe anywhere from 70 to 100. You know, they grab some people, then grab more.
So did they make it like gang involvement with the drugs?
For sure. That's the only way to grab everybody.
Yeah. So everybody on your indictment was with you, or some dudes you didn't even know was your ops?
Yeah, that's how they do it. Some dudes we don't even know, but they might be from the vicinity of the area, and some way somehow they could tie one person to another person and make it a big ordeal, and that's how they do.
And from the big guys, we don't need to mention any names. What was the most time to the less time, you think?
Life to 5 years.
And how much did you get?
I got 10.
You got 10. So how much you did off of the 10?
8.
Well, alhamdulillah. And clearly, me and this brother was in the feds together. So when I met him, obviously he was bringing, what is it, Grape Street Crip?
Yeah.
So he was banging Grape Street Crip, alhamdulillah, and he came to the masjid, and it was a brother from Philly, And I was kind of like opposed to it, like, he's Crip. Nah, we don't. And for whatever reason, Allah, you know, I had that outlook thinking that the world was like, I was in reality, man. You got dudes, we in the streets. It is real. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't in the reality. I was just looking like, nah, let him do him, and then we, the Muslims over here, gonna do us. And well, alhamdulillah, Allah joined our hearts, right? So in prison, he started to transition. And how long it took you to start reading Arabic?
Fluently or just in the beginning?
Yeah, just in the beginning, just to start.
Maybe 2 months.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
2 months.
I think it was less.
Yeah,
I think it was
months.
way less.
Maybe
So, alhamdulillah, the brother started reading Arabic. He started reciting Quran. He started memorizing Quran, and he started giving khutbahs. Now, mind you, at the time, you know, he's banging, but he's Muslim. So it's a constant struggle. Now, how difficult was that with trying to, you know, not necessarily separate from the Grape homies, right, or Jersey, and then be with the Muslims, but what was the struggle like?
For sure it's difficult because, you know, you grow up, right, and this is your family. I mean, you know, it still is my family. I still got the genuine love, but you start to, you know, for me it was having a son. You know, when I had a son, it was like what I don't want him to do. So if I don't want him to go down this path, then I gotta change some things in my path. And it's no love lost. Like, my friends and my homies that I grew up with, they could call me now, I talk to them to this day. It's just about knowing that Allah come first. You know what I mean? So you gotta have the priorities straight. Like, Allah is before anything, and nobody is gonna change that. However, this is my man, I grew up with him, or this is my homie, I grew up with them, and they're gonna always get that love and that respect up out of me. So the transition to actually really just focus in on that, and I tell them like I tell everybody else, for real. If your homies really love you and you trying to make a change and go away in a positive direction, then they're gonna support you. All my homies supported me. Like, none of my homies, whoever you run into, they never gonna say nothing bad about me. They know what my religion is. They know this. They know that. They know it's Allah. Allah is always first with me. You know what I mean? But I still got their back and they got mine. I feel like anybody who doesn't, this is my wife right here. I feel like anybody who doesn't have your back or like to, you know, support you in the things that you try and do moving forward, then they not really for you.
Yeah, they really not your homies.
They not really
yeah, because I had a situation where I spoke to OG Crazy Quick, right? His name is Mujahid now, one of the founders of East Coast Crip. And I was like, I was under the opinion, like, once you in it, pause, there's no, like, transitioning out of it. Like, oh, you got to die to get out of this, or you can't really go inactive just like that. Like, it's repercussions. And, you know, I'm finding out things different, you know, about that situation. So now, in Newark right now, like, what is the situation with the Bloods and the Crips in general?
I mean, honestly, I don't even know, for real. It's
it
not really
war? It's not really war.
It's not as bad as people think it is, you know, but it's just about picking your lane. You know, I really distance myself from places where I don't really think I'm supposed to be, you know, so I don't get caught up into that. And, you know, it's not to say it's Bloods and Crips that not getting along with each other or that is getting along with each other. I think it's all about, I think at the end of the day, it's all about what you make. So it's not like, oh, it's a Blood, so it's not back in, it's like,
early.
Oh, yeah, Blood, so it is what it is.
More, it's like he's a op.
Yeah, it ain't that serious. And, you know, Jersey, Newark is just crazy because Newark is crazy. It don't really got nothing to do with gang banging at this time. You know, it's just people who didn't have the right guidance, who, you know, jump into the street and they go however they go. You know, I wouldn't really put it on gang banging or gang members at this point.
And what was your outlook or your thought process when you heard about the imam that got murdered?
And it was just crazy because if the imam is not safe, then you look at it like, who am I?
Yeah, who is safe?
You know what I'm saying? Like, who am I? You know, I done been in that masjid a couple times. I didn't, attend the masjid faithfully. It might be like when I'm going to pick the kids up from school or do something like that. That masjid was the closest one. So I go to that masjid, get my prayer in, and I leave. You know, so for Imam to get murdered, or that is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You don't think you will ever hear about that. You know, and that goes on to show you, how unsafe and how misguided that the people and the city are.
Without a doubt. Yeah, so as I said before, me and this brother was in the feds, and do you recall when I went to the box?
Yeah.
Okay, now where we're from, me personally, NYC, we did an interview with 𝗪𝗓𝗓. We don't have Muslim on Muslim combat, but for whatever reason, in places where it's predominantly Muslim or it's a lot of Muslim, it's just like unfortunate that your ops is more than likely Muslim when you start talking about Newark or Philly. So when I kind of see like the Muslim on Muslim violence, it like blows my mind. So that happened in the can while we was there, well, alhamdulillah, and I ended up going to the box trying to deal with a brother situation. Now out here in Jersey in particular, is like that still going on?
I mean, the Imam just got killed.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a Muslim who killed the
him,
Imam,
but
nobody's safe. Like, if the Imam's gonna get killed,
Yes.
I mean, how can you think that you safe or anybody else is safe? But I would just think it goes towards like misguidance. Like I said, like at times you feel like I'm at the point where if I know a person is Muslim, then I don't want no. I'm not trying to. I got to deal with the law with that. But you got some people who don't have that Imam yet. Some people it's just like, I'm from where I'm from. Because at one point in time I thought like that. I ain't care if you was Muslim or not. I'm on what I'm on. You want what you want. If it conflict each other, then we gonna handle it.
Yeah, I'm going at you.
So it comes with a level of your Imam growing. So I'm not going to say that. I mean, of course it's wrong, but at that specific time, your specific feelings and you not knowing no better, then I understand.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna say it's right,
because you was
but
there.
I understand.
Yeah, because you was there. Likewise, yeah. So we just out here kind of get a perspective. Or what would you say to somebody that's like might be still where you was at? What they was calling them Trey Pound. Like you were still in that Trey Pound mind state and trying to transition. What would be some beneficial advice you could give them? They struggling between the homies and they deen, and like
it's hard. I'm not about to be on camera lying. I struggle with it still. Like my homies still call me Pound. You know what I mean? And that's what they know me as. So it's all right, but it's just a balance that you got to get and a foundation you got to get. They also know that I'm Muslim, and they also know that I believe Allah come first, and that's the only thing that's gonna come first. You know what I mean? So for a person who's trying to transition, just put your faith in Allah. Like I said in the beginning, if you gonna know who your homies is and who they not by when you tell them like, yo, look, man, I'm trying to better myself. I'm about to start going to the masjid, praying my 5 prayers, or I'm about to just, try to learn how to do this or distance myself from this. Like, if they laugh at you or mock it, then they not really your homies. Like, it was a point in time where I wrote one of my co-defendants, and I'm like, look, man, I'm thinking about like just being straight. I'm learning the deen and I can't do both, bro. And he wrote me back like, bro, you prove you ain't no rat. You feel me? He wrote me back like, bro, you prove everything it is for you to prove. Like, you don't owe nobody nothing. You ain't no rat. Like, if you feel like this is best for you, then do that. And that really melted my heart. But it also, and then everybody who, because I grew up with these dudes, so I ain't want to feel disrespected. So and you gotta do what's best for you, but they, some dudes you grow up with, some dudes they watch you grow up, and some dudes you watch grow up. Only people that's like that in the world is your brothers. You watch them grow up, they watch you grow up, or you grow up with them. So it was more like yo, look, bro, this is what's going on. And every single one of them, like, bro, like,
you did what you were supposed to do, 10
like,
toes down.
Like, you don't what is you doing? So never think that you, and like I said, we not turning our backs on each other. You know what I mean? They call me right now, ask me for some money or, anything like that, and it's easily done. I'm still in contact with people who are good people, so it's not like you put them on the back burner and say forget them, or you step on them like this is what I'm on. But in order to furtherance your religion and your deen, you're gonna have to put
Allah first.
80% until Allah give you the other 20% or 7, however your imam go, because it raised different. You feel me? Mine was more so just, I'm in a confined space. Allahu A'lam how to do it on the streets. I don't know. But I took the blessing from Allah giving me my 10 years to really buckling down with the brothers. So now when I'm sitting with a brother like this, or I'm sitting with the older brothers and we going over Quran, even in the joint, you know, I ain't had no problems in there. They gonna say, what's up, Pound, what's up? I Pound going with the Muslims, like he about to go holler at the Muslims. I sit where I used to sit. I sit at the Jersey table. I sit at the Muslim table. It's no, like, it wasn't no conflict for it's not gonna be a conflict for you if you a real dude. I never crossed nobody, I never did nothing wrong. It's just I wanna practice my religion. So if you in that position, practice your religion. And if your homies or whoever you think your homies is not going with that, then they not really your homies at the end of the day.
Stay, yeah. Yo, y'all see where we at, man. Y'all know what time it is. We in Jersey right now. Just finished talking to Muhsin, giving y'all some benefit. So if you struggling to make that transition, I think that was the best advice possible. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned, y'all. Stay ripped. 6-pack, big back, big facts.
Indeed, in the body, literal translation, is a lump of flesh, a piece of meat. إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ. And when that lump of flesh